whatever we do, change is coming. It's coming with the implosion of our imperium, and it's coming with the rapid degradation of the ecosystem itself. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. It's how we cope with this change. Will we respond rationally? Will we learn to speak to the world with a new humility and recreate structures within our own communities for sustainability? Or will we continue to live in illusion? And in a way, it's a matter of awakening ourselves to our new reality and responding to it.
Darn me a turbo.
Well, Lunchy. Well, Miss Lunchy. Well, look who it is. It's you. Or at least whoever is watching this dang thing. Welcome back to another episode of the best worst show on the internet. I'll be your host today, Manuel Chavez the third or the turd, depending on how you know me. And this is Griftcast IRL, the show where I make shitty content and you send me money, and it's supposed to be a great experience. Anyways, hopefully you guys are doing well. I'm hanging out with Miss Lunchy. Yes, good old Miss Lunchy is here with us. She is a happy. She's starting to figure out that, you know what, it's showtime. She needs to be facing that way, not this way. She right now would like probably more of that carne asada chicken that we made. You know, the chicken asada with the butter. Yeah, is that the chick? Is that what you want? The chicken asada with a little bit of the sauce. Is that what you like, Lynchy? Yeah, that's what I figured. But yes, hello to my friends in the chat, CV, Christina, no one here yet, the Joker. Nice to see you guys. Hopefully y'all are doing well this evening. I mean, I've been dodging strikes left and right on YouTube, get hit, get some taken off. It's been a wild ride. We're finally able to start posting and stuff again. So, I'm trying to keep the content as friendly as it needs to be. Anyways, but yeah, it seems like there's some shit going on, folks. There's some things that be happening. And honestly, I'm kind of shocked. I mean, am I shocked? I don't think I'm shocked. I don't think shocked is the right word for it, but I knew it was going to happen. You guys, we knew it was going to happen, dog. But right now, Donald Trump is legitimately beating the bejesus out of everybody. And really, the only person left out of everybody is Nikki Haley. She's still in the race, though. She thinks that she's going to get them nomination. Even though she lost Iowa and New Hampshire, I guess we're starting to get to be into that position where we're like, damn, son, is Donald Trump going to be taking it? Are we going to be having another Donald Trump presidency? Maybe. I don't know, it's a developing scene right now, it seems. But yeah, Nikki Haley still hasn't decided to step out of the race because nobody wants to make it official. Donald Trump versus Biden, even though everybody kind of saw it like that's how it was going to happen, right? Like, if you were thinking that, I wouldn't expect you to feel like you were thinking that you were doing the wrong thing or you were thinking the wrong thing, because that's not even what was happening or whatever. I mean, honestly, it feels like there's a lot more going on. What are you looking for? You hear the mouse? Get the mouse. Eat the mouse. So we're mouse hunters. Did you hear it? Yeah. Anyway, who knows if we're going to be doing it. And, CV in the chat actually makes an interesting point, is that Nikki Haley's not even on the ballot for Nevada because she didn't even get into the caucus. So it's like there's already a bunch of places that Trump is already having to as winning. It has won without even having to really try. And I mean, what are they going to do? What's the big Hail Mary play for the Democrats to keep Trump off the ballot? We still have all of that fun stuff with all of that litigation shit that's happening. We still haven't gotten any type of deposition of Donald Trump. Trump hasn't taken a stand in anything. And then on top of all of that, in their biggest hit in Georgia, Fannie Willis seems to have been caught helping some man cheat on his wife and using government funds in order to do so. So yeah, it just seems like there's just a lot of stuff happening right now in this particular area, in this time and place, in the spots that we have here. And I mean, it's pretty official when CNN Politics is actually calling it for New Hampshire as well, the Associated Press. And I mean, as it shows right now, 54% is a pretty good lead. It's almost exactly kind of like the lead that Joe Biden beat Trump with back in 2020. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, it's super close. That's really what I was trying to get at here. But as far as it seems right now, there's a lot of celebrations that are happening in this particular area, and I think it's pretty good. But we can't specifically forget about the fact that they don't want to have a Donald Trump presidency again. I mean, I don't know if you want another Donald Trump presidency. I'm kind of partial to it because I like chaos, and I know it would be chaos, but at least things would probably be cheaper, like gas and shit, so I could still survive. But, that's just, me. I mean, personally, I have to look at my understanding of things. And, since I'm viewed as an internet troll, what must I do other than the most trolly thing? So, I've already espoused that the only reason that I voted for Donald Trump the last time was because he was in that movie, and I promised myself that I was. But seeing it coming back up again, I mean, I'm definitely not voting for Biden. And I'm definitely not voting for Nikki Haley, so I guess I'm stuck with Trump. I mean, which is fine with me, to be perfectly honest. I know it's going to like piss off a whole shitload of people, but you know, most of those people are out of my life at this particular period of time anyway. And word on the streets is their lives, while looking very fancy in all of their pictures and stuff, they are actually very, very lame. Very, very lame. Yeah, very lame. Very lame. Very lame. You know, like, it's kind of crazy that I'm living better than some of the people. They had to take all my shit, my money and stuff like that, use all my contacts, and they're still fucking all of it up on their own. Damn! It's almost like you should have fucking listened to me, you dumb bitches. But you know what? Karma's a beast. It's a beast that I do not control. But I'll use it. Be like, here, Mr. Karma Beast. I know I don't ask you for much, but could you hook me up with this one? Oh, yeah, that was on my bucket list, Mash. Well, don't you worry about it. We're going to get them on the back end, and they're going to get, whoa! What's he talking about? I don't know. And I'm not going to tell you. Anyways, so as we look at it now, seems like Trump is in the limelight. You know, he's winning all these counties, so do we really need to actually care about any of this stuff moving forward? Because I'm already sold in my brain it's going to be Trump versus Biden. So I feel like giving it any more brain power to like try to speculate on it would be a waste of your time and my time, especially if we're not making any money off of it. Because number one, it's about the money. I'm not getting any younger and I need to retire. And how am I supposed to retire unless I'm taking your retirement fund? Think about it. That's the world that we live in now. And if you don't realize it, that's just kind of what it is. But, you know, I feel like right now we're in this situation where we should be asking ourselves, who's going to be running with Trump? That's the real question, right? Because Ron DeSantis decided to fall out of the race so suddenly and obviously bowed down to Donald Trump. So many would expect Ron DeSantis becoming the vice presidential pick, because we know it's not going to be Michael Pence, right? It's not going to be Mike Pence. That's for goddamn sure. If it ended up being Mike Pence again, that to me feels like it would be weird, right? But it just makes you wonder, dude. Like, it makes you wonder where we're going with this, because Nikki Haley is still pushing forward. Are they going to be putting Nikki Haley in the front runner position for vice president? Is that the type of person that you want to see Donald Trump running with? These are the questions that we should be asking ourselves, because I fear that is more important than any of the mishigashes surrounding all of this electoral nonsense that we're going to be subjected to for the next couple of months, as it were. Right? Because the primaries really don't matter. We already know that the Democratic primary is going to be going to Joseph Biden. And sure, he could not show up to New Hampshire and completely lose that shit, still get the nomination, because it's the fucking Democratic Party and they're fucking scumbags and they do whatever they want. So I feel like that's what we're with, right? Like Kamala Harris, is it going to be Biden Harris again, is versus Donald Trump and who? Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, some other Republican that I forgot about that I should be thinking about, but I am not thinking about because, you know, I'm a realist and I see it as it is. Yeah. Nikki Haley wants to be the VP, but you would think if she wanted to be the VP, she would just step out of the race and then just give it all to Trump in the landslide. But, you know, she's making it seem like she's still in this race, guys. She's making it seem like it's still this race. This is 2 hours ago from MSNBC on the MSNBC YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe and you hit the like button.
Oh, good. All the time.
Yeah, look at me. I'm Nikki Haley. It's all good. It's all good. I might get it.
For the love, the kindness, the support, and a great night here tonight. Thank you so much.
Woo! Yeah, Nikki Haley, Rhino.
Thank you to my husband, who I know is watching right now. I love you. We're excited to have you. Thank you.
'Cause I'm proud to be an American. At least I know I'm free. And I
just
won't
giving me the
forget
support I
the
need
man
to
who
really
died.
pull on your family
Gave
when
their
something like
life
this
to
happens.
me.
I am
Sorry. I don't know where that came from. I just saw Donald Trump, and then I started thinking about his speech, and then that song, and I'm in it. Oh, 'cause I'm proud of you. How can you not sing that song, you un-American pieces of shit? God damn. You were programmed for a reason, and you just saw these people that don't sing that shit. Pisses me off. Good fucking song. Where's your goddamn patriotism?
incredibly blessed by their support.
Oh, she's blessed by the support. She did get a pretty good support.
And I will always say that
Christina hates it, not sorry. Well, you know what? That's a hill that you're going to have to conquer, because unless you're singing that song at the top of your lungs or whatever, when you see me and you love that song, we're going to have a serious problem, because I'm going to be singing that shit all the time. Because I'm proud to be an American. Better be fucking proud to be an American. What else you gonna be? You'll be one of them J-Pans? You coming from the Australia? What? You coming from the China? Huh? You China? God damn. Love America. That's where you from. Even if it sucks. Lie.
the way they raised me, to know that we lived in the best country in the world.
'Cause I'm proud to be an American. Every single person coming over that motherfucking border better be singing that shit. If I don't hear that shit coming out their mouths, I'm mad. I'm all like, I don't even care if you speak English. Learn the one fucking song and I'm cool with it, you know? You be coming over the border, and I'm proud of, and I'll be like, you're not a fucking American yet, but you know what? That's exactly the kind of energy we need here in this country.
But to also know that the best way you appreciate your blessings.
She's probably going to be the vice president.
Thank you, Mom and Dad. I love you so much.
Like, she's going to be the VP, guys. Like, why wouldn't they put her in the VP position? They're not going to put Ronald DeSantis in the VP position because you don't want a man in a van versus a man and a woman. You want it to be an equal playing ground. And I think that, to be frank, in a politically minded theater, or utilizing my political minded understanding that always beats the absolute bejesus out of those AIs, it always makes me come to the conclusion that, you know, in this battle, the last one, it seemed like Kamala Harris was like the pusher, right? Because not only did she get the women vote, but she got the black vote. Now, Donald Trump seems to be getting a lot of that black vote right now. I've seen videos, pretty crazy, but he's not going to get the woman vote. And until a strong woman comes into his life that could be at his equal or his VP, I don't think that it's going to push him over the edge. So, you know, like, my political mindset is that, you know, the best possible chance right now for Trump, you know, he's already going to win the fucking nomination. I mean, I don't know why anybody thinks that it's going to be anything different. Nobody cares about Nikki Haley as the president, just like nobody cared about Kamala Harris, although Nikki Haley is polling much better, seems to be polling a whole lot better, but that's just simply because she's only running against one other person. You know, she's not having to give up votes to DeSantis, right? And all those DeSantis voters that were talking all that shit, all you motherfuckers are coming back to the Trump camp and you're like, oh, I really had it. And you're going to have to come to terms with all that shit he said. Guess what? We're going to invite you back anyway because we don't give a fuck. We know you were being a dumbass. Now drink this beer. Shut the fuck up. Trying to take this country back. Gotta make America great again. Yay! You know what I'm saying? All right. I don't know where that came from. I feel like Nikki Haley could be that, you know, what's this? Nikki as loved as Hillary was? I mean, maybe she's got as much love in the races as Hillary had, but Hillary didn't go anywhere, did she? Hillary Clinton didn't make it, you know, she won New Hampshire and that was basically it, you know? She won New Hampshire from Obama, but she couldn't really put it down because everybody wanted a black president. I voted for Obama. I worked on his campaign. Most people forget that shit. And you know what? I was a young, dumb idiot. And I didn't really have anything else to do. I applied to both sides. I was like, yo, let's see if the McCain campaign will take me. Never called me back. Obama took me. They would take anybody. They're taking everybody. But now that you come back into this area here, it's like Trump's not really having to spend oodles and noodles of money because he didn't need to the last time around, right? And even if he did the last time around, the metrics have changed. The whole thing has changed. This whole situation is completely different than it was 4 years ago, right? After this many years of Biden, I think a lot of voters are starting to realize that, you know, you're never going to get the best of both worlds, and pushing forward to anything else just seems to be a big fucking problem, right? And you know that the Biden administration hasn't been pushing itself out to the people as much as it possibly could until today, because they're starting to see that, oh, well, maybe, just maybe, it is going to be Trump versus Haley. You get it? And does that mean that we're going to get another 4 years? We're going to get another president without a debate, basically, is where I see this thing going. Because if Trump's getting the nomination, that means that it's going to be Trump versus Biden. Is there going to be a debate? Because remember, Biden didn't do any debates the last time. You think he's going to do debates this time? Probably not. How many years has it been since there's been what? Yeah, that's the question that you really got to ask yourself. It just kind of makes a whole lot of sense. So, I don't know. Politically, it looks like the RNC would be selecting Nikki Haley or be pushing for her to be the VP pick, but there's no way, as it seems now, or as it stands now, that she's going to be able to beat out Trump in the popular vote. Just ain't happening, dog. And Biden is actually losing strategists for the White House. His top White House strategists are now moving to take key roles in the re-election campaign. Oh, yes. The re-election campaign. So Biden is finally starting to take his election seriously because they're starting to think that they don't have this thing in the bag. They thought that Nikki Haley would be getting a lot more votes than she is, and they figured she would have been a much better combatant, but they're starting to realize that it's going to be Trump again. And if they're not pushing on every cylinder, hitting on every conspiracy theory and slandering the absolute shit out of the dude, I don't think that they see themselves actually being able to win this one politically, which is crazy. I mean, you know, he got more votes than any other president, right? But what are they supposed to do? Biden backers are writing in him because he skipped out on New Hampshire and he could almost maybe lose the whole entire bid there. I just don't see that happening, though. Doesn't seem like it would be happening. Is it there? I don't know. What I do know is that there are still other candidates like RFK and a couple other people, but to me, it's basically pointless to even talk about them because they ain't going to go anywhere. And I'm sorry if you think otherwise, but yo, we've been doing this for a while, and that's how it always fucking works. You ding dong.
We have a call to make. Let's bring in Martha McCallum, anchor of the story, and Brett Baer,
Martha McCallum.
Special report.
Well, Jesse, the Fox News Decision Desk can now project that former President Donald Trump will win the New Hampshire Republican primary. This is an important win for Trump, given the role that undeclared voters, moderate New England Republicans, play in this state in particular.
He defeats his only notable rival still in this race, former Governor Nikki Haley. Haley appears to be running a somewhat closer race than the recent polling had showed. Both of these candidates will receive a share of the 22 delegates at stake tonight. You have to get over 10% in order to start divvying up those delegates, and she's in that range.
And you know what's...
Wow. She's getting the delegates, bitches. It's happening. It's happening. But let's be frank. This election's going to be about what? Money, the border, and abortion. Right? Because that's what the Biden administration is going to be running on, is abortion. Trump's going to be running on his win in an abortion, and the Democrats are going to be running on a perceived or projected win in the future because they're going to bring it back. And that's probably going to be the most polarizing thing in this entire election. I think that that's going to be the make or break for both candidates. It's going to get Biden the votes that he's looking for. Let's be real. And then it's going to be the border. And speaking of the border, I've been seeing all this kind of crazy shit, but somebody sent me this video, dog. See that drone right there? See that guy hiding from the drone? Coming to a battlefield near you. I don't want to show you the part of the video where the drone impacts into the guy and it explodes him, but you guys kind of understand where I'm going here with this one. Yo, dude, we don't live in the same world that we used to anymore. Nowadays, people are flying fucking airplanes and drones and shit from their houses using joysticks over the internet. You know what I mean? So, think about it. In the near future, there's going to be drones that are just flying around and blasting you and blapping you. They could do it now. And they could do it now with off-the-shelf parts and shit like that. Just wait for another 4 or 5 years, and they're going to have little bitty drones that could just fly up to you, blap, kill you. Think about that. They already talked about making them, and now that they're here. But is that the thing that we need to truly worry about? Because this is getting shared all over the place. There's nobody that's been able to confirm that it's 100%, but Democrats now want Islamic terrorists in the country. This is Mavsum Samabd, the leader of Islamic terror group Al-Jarbani Islamic Party, and he has actually served 12 years after being convicted of overthrowing a government, and he had just arrived here in the United States to cause chaos. Oh, really? That's who that dude is? A lot of people told me, could the person who told me you're not smart enough to know who I am be Muslim Samab, the head of the Islamic Party of Al-Jarbad? Yeah. Yeah, that seems real great for the United States, right? Some people thought it was him. Some people even heard him talking.
Seriously. Unfortunately, Joe Biden is letting potential terrorists like this illegal in, leaving us with a foreboding sense that he might be part of something bigger, something more sinister. See for yourself.
See.
By the way, if you are smart enough, you will know who I am. But you are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're going to know who I am. Very easy.
Wow, very easy. The entitlement.
No, believe me, I'm much better than that.
The entitlement, guys. Wow.
You will see soon.
Brian, I want to play this again because we need to really listen to what he's saying.
Yeah. And that's on the border? They're saying that that could be the chairman of the Islamic Party of Azerbaijan? Jail for 12 years, thrown into court? Yeah, that's weird. They said he was among 7 party members sentenced by on October 7th by the Baku court for serious crimes. Interesting. The 7 were arrested in January after Sadmov called for Azerbaijanians to be put an end to a process which he called an oppressive regime in the country. They were charged with plotting a terrorist act, illegal weapon possession, and attempting to seize power illegally. They reject the charges and say they were persecuted for political reasons, for criticizing the government and protesting the ban on girls wearing headscarves in schools. As verdicts were being read out, the police used force to disperse the dozens of AIP supporters and relatives of defendants who outside gathered at the court. So they're saying that the guy just got released from jail, and now I guess the big conspiracy theory is that somebody that was just First Amendment auditing outside of the area seems to have been like, well, hey, wait a minute, this is this person, and it was first responder media that seems to have been the guy that was actually doing it. And you can see, here's the pinned post from about 3 days ago. A migrant who illegally crossed into the border of the United States threatened me, saying, "You will find out who I am very soon," simply because I asked him where he's from. These are the people that Ali Mayorkas, POTUS, the DHS, and the CBP are letting into the country. Camp No More Death Camp, about 12 miles from Sasabe, Arizona. Yeah, you got immigrants and illegals and people coming out of nowhere, and now they're starting to think that, hey, maybe, just maybe, we should be a little bit more worried about the individuals that are coming through, right? Because the border has been a major problem. There's just been massive amounts of people coming over the border left and right. Like, I've seen folks in this town that definitely look like they freshly crossed the border, and before you try to say I don't know what that looks like, let me just remind you that I'm from Arizona. I used to live in Arizona. I used to live in Nogales and Tucson and Casa Grande and all those other places out there. Trust me, I've definitely dealt with this shit before in my life, at least once or twice. I mean, even more so, just kind of crazy. The last time I was in Nogales for a funeral for my dear Aunt Debbie, 2 illegal immigrants were running from the fucking border patrol, and one of them face planted into the back of my car, broke my left tail light with his face, and then like pushed in my bumper and shit. Fucking A, man. Just because they were trying to get fucking away from the goddamn border, dude. That's the thing that we got to talk about here, is that, you know, shouldn't we be doing stuff about this border thing? A lot of people thinking that we shouldn't have to worry about it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure we should have to worry about it, because it used to just be Mexicans, but now it's like more than Mexicans, right? Texas is called on to ignore pro-invasion softness ruling. The feds are staging a civil war. Yes, siding with Biden, the U.S. Supreme Court ruling on border dispelled the notion of a conservative bench, prompting suspicion that the feds are staging a civil war. In a 5-4 order handed down on Monday, the court vacated the December 19 decision by the U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, thus permitting federal agents to remove concertina wire installed by the state of Texas to deter legal entry. Yep, that's right. That's the big thing, is that the federal government is stopping and going to court to basically stop Texas from defending the borders, since they choose not to. And, you know, in Arizona, they've already chosen not to do that. They don't have the support for anybody, so people are just flooding in. They don't even have concertina wire and shit like that. It's basically a revolving door, is what most people talk about. And in Texas, every single thing that they've done to try to, like, stop it, the United States government, the Biden administration, has basically done everything in their power and more to completely stop them from being able to defend that little border, which is crazy if you think about it, right? Like, it's crazy, dude. But this is the kind of thing that we've been dealing with for a while now. And I mean, Texas obviously doesn't give no fucks. They said, okay, well, if they're going to remove it, we're just going to put up more. We're just going to put up more and make it harder to remove. Till your people aren't even going to try to remove it, because they're going to get hurt trying to do so. Like, Texas ain't fucking around, dude. And that's how it should be for the entirety of that border, right? Gotta protect that shit. But no. Just letting everybody over. They're just letting everybody do whatever they want. Cultural enrichment, I think, is what they call it. Cultural enrichment. Yeah, they definitely don't seem to be worried about that. It's illegal to keep us from breaking the law, Senator Mayorkas, Texas. It's illegal. Yeah, it's illegal. Is it illegal? I don't think it's illegal. But, you know, when we look over at what was happening out there in Justin Trudeau's world of Canada, the federal courts out there just ruled that Justin Trudeau's usage of the Emergencies Act was not justified. And remember, they used the Emergencies Act to quell the 2022 freedom protests where people were getting arrested and there was like a big convoy of trucks and shit like that. Some places things seem to be moving, but in other places things aren't moving. Although, I don't even know why people still care about Carrie Lake that much, but just listen to this.
is there a number at which
I can be bought?
not be bought?
That's what it's about.
You can take a pause for a couple of years.
No.
And then go right back to what you're doing.
No. 10 million, 20 million, 30, no. A billion, no. This is not about money. This is about our country. I think it's disturbing that they would even, that anybody would think this is.
No, to be fair, even me, I'll say this. I want a fresh face right now for the reason that I've never seen anyone, I can't think of a single person in a federal race.
Yeah, apparently somebody released some audio of Carrie Lake and Jeff DeWitt talking, and Jeff DeWitt was apparently trying to bribe Carrie Lake to not run for Senate. And she was like, nah, dog. Kind of feels a little stagey, in my opinion, but I figured I'd bring it up because some people are fans of that whole situation out there. Yeah. I don't know what that means, but that sucks, man. The eternal buffer cycle. What does that even talk about? Yeah, I don't know, bro. Maybe YouTube's messing with my monetization features. I don't know. Says there's been no activity. Whatevs. And then I don't know if we're supposed to be working on it. Yeah, that is weird. It is actually weird. But there's not much I can do about it. I mean, it's turned on. It just says, like, no super chats from anybody or anything. Maybe your card's messed up. I don't know. Oh, well. I guess at the end of the day, Turkey's parliament approves Sweden's bid to join NATO. What the fuck? Yeah. Huh? Turkey approves Sweden's NATO membership bid after a 20-month delay. Hungary's approval is still needed to enlarge the Western Bloc. Turkey, Hungary approved Finland, but kept Sweden waiting. Ankara encouraged Stockholm to crack down on militant groups, and arent linked Sweden ratification to U.S. F-16 sales. Turkey's parliament has ratified Sweden's NATO membership bid, meaning that NATO just got a little bit finally bigger. That's right. Tayyip Erdogan has finally allowed it. Although all NATO members need to approve applications from companies or countries seeking to join the alliance, when Sweden and Finland asked to join in 2022, Turkey raised objections over what it said the two countries protected as what it deemed to see as fascist terrorist groups. Well. I guess that just means that World War III is much closer than we all even thought, which is kind of cool, I guess. And then, I guess in other news, what's happening when the astronaut in orbit says he's not coming back? If you guys don't give me a chance for repairing my instrument, I'm not going back. Yeah, Taylor Ragg was despondent a day earlier. He had quietly felt the top of the world by becoming the first Chinese-born person to fly into space, but now orbiting Earth in the space shuttle, all his hopes and dreams and everything he had worked on for the better part of a decade as an American scientist in NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory had came crashing down around him. Wang was the principal investigator in an experiment he called the Drop Dynamic Module, which aimed to uncover the fundamental physical behavior of liquid drops in microgravity. He built the experiment, and he effectively won a ticket when NASA selected him to fly on the 17th flight of the Space Shuttle program, the STS-51B mission. Wang, along with 6 other members of the crew, launched aboard the Space Shuttle Challenger in April 1985. On the second day of the mission, Wang floated over his experiment and sought to activate drop dynamics modules, but it didn't work, and he asked the NASA flight controllers on the ground if he could take some time to try to troubleshoot the problem and maybe fix the experiment. But on any shuttle mission, time is precious. Every crew member has a detailed timeline along with tasks during the waking hours, and flight controllers were reluctant. Mm-hmm. After being told no, Wang pressed a little filler there. He says, I know the system very well. Give me a shot. Still the flight controllers demurred. Wang grew desperate, so he said something that chilled the nerves of those in Houston watching over the safety of the crew. Hey, if you guys don't give me a chance to repair my interest in, I'm not going back. Damn, son. Where you gonna go, motherfucker? You just gonna stay in space, bitch? The fuck? And exactly what happened after may be unknown, but thanks to new reporting, we have some answers. Though the story is old, it still reverberates today for Davidson with lasting consequences into the era of commercial spaceflight. Yeah. What would you do if you went into space and you were working on your shit and then they told you, no, man, it didn't work. We're on a timeline. And you were like, well, you guys will let me fucking try my shit. I'm fucking staying. And I'm not coming back. Holy shit. That's like a holy shit type situation. You know, something to put your brain into a state of, what the fuck? Just think about it. There's a lot of weird stuff that's happening. The ride has been very interesting. It seems like we know where we're going in the next couple of days. We know where this whole thing is headed. I think we just got to all sit collectively and wait because the news hasn't been crazy, right? There has been crazy things going on in the news. Everybody's focused on this whole election thing. And even then, that seems to be an unmitigated farce because everybody kind of already knows where this thing is going. It's very strange. Either way, that's all I have for you today. So if you enjoyed what we do here, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share this with your friends, and I guess we'll see you guys again on the next one. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you had an interesting time here on the Griftcast today. I know I did, even though I don't really like to want to have to talk about the Trump situation anymore. It seems that that's the only situation that even's getting any play. Very weird. Anyways, have a good one. Much love. See you later. Bye-bye now.